And everyone, just give me a moment. My computer is working a little slow because it's Monday. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom, whether you're at your home, at your office, this is a courtroom and you should treat it as such. What that means is whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you are not allowed to do on this Zoom screen. To all the inmates, you are not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back. To everyone else, and also to the inmates, this is not a dating service. You're not allowed to use this Zoom as a chance for you to pick up dates. To all the attorneys, if you have an agreement with the state, no matter how small the agreement, you need to put that in the chat box to Norma Ferguson. She's listed as Ferguson Court Coordinator. Please do not text her, do not chat her, do not call her, do not email her, asking her for, just one second, she is co-host. Do not do any of those things, asking her for a reset or a continuance. I'm the only person who can give you that. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open up the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to a breakout room. Everyone will note there are more defense attorneys than there are prosecutors. When I send you to a breakout room, please be patient. Consider those breakout rooms like doctor's office. When you go back to the room, you're not really seeing a doctor, they're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. I'm going to call the attorney's name. That's the order in which you'll appear. To all the defendants and those who are accused, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it is because they are Zooming in another courtroom. Be patient. Those attorneys will get a chance to speak with you. Attorneys, when I call your name, this is the order you'll appear. Linda Corley, Robert Porter, Bill Davidson, Eli Rico, Adam Cortez, Nathaniel Navy, Andrew Priest, and Carolyn Whitland. Is there any defense attorney whose name I've missed? All right, attorneys, please give me the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. It's always a pleasure to have Linda Corley here because she always puts her client's name in there. All right, Linda, is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge, I believe he's family violence, but also he's not present here today. I got a call from his father last night that he had to go to the emergency room and he's in the hospital today. I did tell them I'm going to need to get some documentation of that.
Okay, all right. Well, you will be excused. Just make sure you get us documentation by close of business day today.
Okay, I will try very hard to do that, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, you too. Robert Porter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Melvin Jones, and he's a special prosecutor. I believe it's David Lennon.
All right, could someone get David Lennon in here, please?
Judge, already
Judge Caitlin Knowles will be here in just a few minutes. She spoke with me.
All right, thank you. All right, Robert, I'm going to assign you to breakout room number 2. Just remain in this room until the prosecutor comes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Bill Davidson.
Your Honor, my best guess is that it's family violence. Michael.
What is your
Padilla,
client's name?
Michael Padilla.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Robert, if you will go to your breakout room now. Eli Rico.
Good morning, Your Honor. My client is Jose Carlos Hernandez. I've been talking to Joe Ray Garcia in family violence.
Okay. I'll send you to number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Adam Cortez.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Adrian Martinez. He is on the Zoom, and I'd like to confer. It's an MTR criminal trial division.
I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Nathaniel Navy.
Good morning, Judge. I have Sixto Galindo, family violence.
I'll send you to number 6. Andrew Priest.
Good morning, Judge. I had
morning.
Darcy Smith.
I'm sorry, what's the first name?
Darcy Smith. I had conferred with Meredith. We'd set it for a plea this morning. My client is at Crosspoint. My understanding was Norma was going to set it up with Crosspoint, but my client has called and left a message saying that they don't have any information on their end.
All right, just give us a moment. We'll make that happen. I'm
Thank
going
you.
to send you to a breakout room and Ms. Ferguson will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Carolyn Whitland.
Good morning, Judge. I have Gary Stephen Hamry, and I've been conferring with Meredith on this.
All right, I'll send you to number 8.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Genie Bloomster.
Hi, Judge. I have Matthew Garcia for the motion to set bond on his 2 deferred cases. Would you like me to confirm with the state on those?
All right, it's Matthew Garcia.
Yes,
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
a criminal trial.
All right, I'll send you to number 9.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other attorneys remaining who I've not assigned to a room? All right, then Eric John Gustafson.
Yes. Hello, Your
All right,
Honor.
just give it a moment. All right, so we have some issues. Why do you think you are here?
I got a message from my probation officer that I have a compliance hearing.
Yes, so why do you think there's a compliance hearing with you?
I know that I've been on probation and I was supposed to expire by now, but I've still need to do the community service and pay off the fines.
No, I mean, I wouldn't just call you here because you haven't done community service. So is there something else that you have not been doing while you've been on probation?
The fines.
And what else?
Could you tell me?
Let's talk about you not taking your UAs. Why are you not taking your UAs? Why are you acting as though you don't know you're not taking your UAs?
I'll take one today or tomorrow.
No. That's not my question. My question is, why are you not taking your UAs?
I just forgot. It slips my mind. I'm so sorry.
No, it's more than that that's going on. I don't understand. How would that slip your mind? Because it's saying that you were supposed to have a UA May 3rd and you didn't do it. You were supposed to have a UA June 29th and didn't do it. The reason why you're still on probation with an extended year is because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So you want to explain to me why you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing? Do you want to be extended? Because it looks like you're going to get extended because you haven't done your community service hours and you're missing UAs.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
I mean, you're apologizing,
Yes.
but that's not, it's like you're apologizing
I mean,
for
all I
not
could-
doing, it's like you're asking for forgiveness and not permission.
all I-
And
all
you
I can
can't do that. You can't do that when you're on probation.
all I can do is, is do better. And do
Let me
what's-
ask you, if you're drug tested today and know that you're going to be drug tested today, before we all go through this, what are the results going to be?
I might have a little bit of marijuana in my system, and that's about it.
And what else?
That's it. That's all
All
I
right.
have.
Are
I've
you in
ever
Bear
done in my
County? Are you in Bear County?
Yes.
All right. So here's my other question for you. Why are you doing marijuana when you're on probation?
To be honest with you, I had smoked something that I was told that was legal. It was called Delta 8 marijuana, and it has you can buy it legally, and supposedly it has THC in it. And I was unaware of it. I thought it was something similar to CBD.
Well, I mean, if it's something that has the name marijuana in it, I think it's safe to assume that it's marijuana.
Well, it's legal in the state of Texas.
I think that if something has the name of marijuana in it, it has marijuana in it. And here's the other thing. Alcohol is legal in Texas. Are you drinking alcohol?
No,
And the reason why you're not drinking alcohol is because when you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol.
I've never drank alcohol my whole life. I have a stomach condition.
Yeah. All right. He's going to get extended, Rebecca. You're going to be extended for 4 months. You're taking a UA today.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do not come back here for nonsense.
Okay.
These are all problems of your own making.
Yes, ma'am.
But follow the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
Done with this. I think.
I should be done with this.
Yeah. The previous judge, it's not me. The previous judge gave you only 2 years.
Yeah, I should have been done over a year ago.
Yeah. And you're not doing anything. You're just wasting your life. How old are you?
41.
Yeah. I mean, this is just foolishness. So this is what's going to end up happening. You're getting extended. You're going to do those community service hours. Do you have a job?
I'm self-employed.
Doing what?
I run a photography business and I curate gallery shows.
Where might I have seen your work?
Blue Star Art Complex right now. I have Rosella Coffee, San Antonio Express News, San Antonio Current, Texas Monthly. I'm pretty prolific when it comes to photography here in town. Right now, I have an exhibit at Blue Star Art Complex and Rosella Coffee on Jones Avenue.
I mean, at the coffee place, they're selling coffee, right? Are you selling work at?
Yeah,
I'm selling work there.
I'm selling work there, yes. And also, I do part-time work for a production company, and we film TV commercials and commercials for like Baptist Healthcare Systems, commercial for car dealerships, school districts, and that's a kind of a part-time gig that I maybe work once or twice a month with them.
But let me just tell you, your artist vibes, I don't know if you're doing the artist vibes and smoking marijuana, that's going to all stop. Do you understand?
Okay, yes.
Well, I mean, it's not okay. Yes, either you understand or you don't understand.
I do, yes.
All right, so here's the thing. Do you know how much time you could go to prison on this case if you were revoked?
I'm unaware.
3 years.
Okay.
So the question is whether or not you think whatever you're doing, which is not doing well on probation, is worth 3 years of your life.
No.
I mean, if you go to prison for 3 years, I mean, you'll be able to work on your artwork. Maybe you can do, I don't know, call it the prison years or something, and do a exhibit on the prison years if you want to do that. If you don't want to do that, then you had better start taking your UAs. We're not going to have this conversation again. I'm not going to have missed UAs. I'm not going to have you not doing your community service hours. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I am going to want 10 hours of community service from you each week. You
Okay.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are doing a UA today.
Okay.
And Rebecca, if he's positive for marijuana, he needs to continue to be tested to show that his levels are going down and until he gets a negative UA.
I'm okay with that. And that's a weekly thing I have to do until.
Oh, probation will let you know.
Okay.
Judge, do you want him on the call line after that?
Yes.
And you said to extend for 4 months, is that correct?
Yes. All right, Mr. Gustafson.
Gustafson.
My Invisaligners won't let me say it too well. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Okay.
And Rebecca, if you will go to breakout room number 1, please.
If he can wait for me in number 1, Marcus is asking me to join him in number 5 really quick.
Okay. All right. Just go to breakout room number 1 and she will meet you there shortly.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, everyone, just one moment. Let me see here. Is there a Brittany Beck here? Brittany Beck. All right, who is back from the breakout room? Carolyn Whitland, you're back from the breakout room?
Judge, I'm back from the breakout room, but I had been in contact with my client earlier today, and he was supposed to be logged on, but I haven't seen him on here. Is he on here?
He's not. Let me see. Is there a Gary Hambry in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30.
Well, he's supposed to give me some documentation for the prosecutor, and it's very odd because I was in touch with them right before court, so I have no idea where he is. So
okay. I'll give everyone till 10:30.
I will check back, Judge. Okay.
All right, thank you. Charles Bonk.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
Damone Wyatt.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Oh, I believe it's criminal trial division. Let me.
Yes, it is.
It is.
I'll send it breakout room number 10.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. John Kuntz.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Jason Wolf. And it should be criminal trial. I'd like to talk to a prosecutor at some point.
Okay. I'll send you to number 11.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Greg, hello.
Good morning, Judge. How are you doing, ma'am?
Great. Who do you have?
So I got a violation report, and I didn't think I could be here, but it's on Ed Treese Durant, and it is criminal trial division, but I have not had any contact with him. I didn't even know I had that appointment, Your Honor. I looked through my emails, and
All right, let me see if it's on. Brenna, do you see him on the docketing sheet?
Norma had emailed Friday afternoon and asked me to be here.
Judge, it's one of them that you wanted me to put on today, but I forgot to add it to the docket, but it's on. It was set for today, Judge.
All right, so it's Durant.
Yes, ma'am. Night Mag.
Oh, I have it.
Yay, because I don't.
Yes. Yes, the reason why this is set, your client has a DWI and we have a violation.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you call your client and see where he is? Mr. Edtrice Durant? Yeah, he's not on the Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. I will do some, we don't want to turn this Monday into a Monday.
There you go. But you know what? If you smile, it makes it better.
I'm going to turn it into a Friday. I'll see you later. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thanks, Judge.
Sure. All right. Anyone else back from the breakout room?
Judge, I just wanted to check. So there's nobody in your waiting room possibly, right?
No.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Sure.
Judge, I sent you a chat. Judge, you're on mute.
The person who's listed as Vanity, what is your name? The person and the burgundy top with the white background. What is your name?
I believe that's Darcy Smith.
Darcy Smith.
Okay. Hi, Darcy Smith.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Smith,
You're lagging.
I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. Okay, Ms. Smith?
Okay.
All right, Andrew Priest, if you'll go back to number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
Can you send me in there as well?
Yes, you're still there.
Thank you.
Mhm. Mr. Porter, you are back with us?
Good morning, Your Honor. I am.
Yes.
Your Honor, if it pleases the court, I know the court appointed me last month on Mr. Jones. I do have all the evidence. I just did receive an offer. I'd like an opportunity to go over all the evidence with Mr. Jones at the jail.
Okay. Do you need to speak with your client at all?
If he's present, Judge, I can tell him what's going on.
Yes, he is present. Let me just go to a breakout room and get a court date for you. I'll be right back. All right, Norma, I need a 30-day reset on Melvin Jones.
Yes, ma'am. I can do the 23rd, Judge.
All right, August 23rd. So defense, you've received an offer.
Hey, Judge.
And you have all discovery?
As far as I know, yes, Judge.
All right, so August 23rd will be your plea deadline date. Is that enough time for you, counsel?
Judge, it should be. Depends on the courts themselves right now. You know what I'm talking about. So
okay. All right, so your plea deadline date will be August 23rd. What that means, Mr. Jones, is that the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date. And if your client decides not to accept any plea bargain agreements, Mr. Porter, then when we come back, I'll give you a trial date. So that can either be jury trial or bench trial if the state agrees to a bench trial.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Robert.
Take care.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you and Mr. Jones to a breakout room. Mr. Jones, if you could go to breakout room number 2 for me, please.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe we'd be excused from.
If you'll send your client back to the main room, then we can excuse you from the breakout room, but your client needs to be excused from the main room.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, Anton Hayek, who do you have?
I have Adrian Herrera, Your Honor.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division.
I'll send you to room number 12.
Why, thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Nathaniel Navy.
Judge, may I talk to my client Sixto Galindo in a breakout room?
Yes, you're in number 6. Mr. Galindo, please go to breakout room number 6. Eli Rico.
Your Honor, we're back from the breakout room. The psychological evaluation was done, but the report still has not been turned in. We're still waiting on that, Your Honor. Mr. Garcia checked on that as well, and he's been told that the report hasn't been provided yet.
All right, Norma, can you see when this report is going to be completed?
Yes, ma'am. I just called MAG and they said that it's going to take maybe about another week or 2.
All right, Norma, on this one, if you'll give it a 3-week reset, please.
Yes, ma'am. They can come back on August 13th, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on August 13th.
Okay.
Is your client in custody?
No, Your Honor, he's not.
Where is your client?
He's here.
Jose Carlos Hernandez, where are you? Raise your hand. Is it Galaxy A11?
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right. Are you in Scrubs?
I am.
What is your occupation?
I'm a treatment coordinator for an oral surgeon.
Okay. All right. See you all on August 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Yes. And Norma, can you let them know that 14G can go back? It's Mr. Jones.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, Adam Cortez.
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted to get back with Marcus quickly. I spoke to my client. I think we have a deal, Your Honor. I just wanted to confirm a couple of things with Mr. Sanders.
All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 5 and Marcus Sanders, if you go to number 5, please.
Where is it?
Oh, it's you just go back to the same room. If you look at the bottom, yes. Genie Bloomster.
Yes, Judge, I conferred with the state about a bond, and we have on the new cases, we've got a lot of investigating to do on these things. So we had asked, I don't remember if I asked for 2,500 or 5,000, but they said they would agree to 5,000 bond on each of the MTR bonds. I don't know.
So are you in agreement to that?
Judge, we said we'd be in agreement if there's GPS partial.
Oh yeah, with GPS partial, sorry.
All right, is your client, obviously your client is in custody?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so what is the agreement?
It's for 5,000 each bond with partial GPS.
And this is partial GPS to work?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so what is happening with the MTRs? Depends.
Those are the bonds on the NTRs. We just need.
I mean, what are we gonna do with the MTRs? Because we were set for a contested motion to revoke on June 29th at 2 p.m.
Oh, I thought that was the one that the other attorney had asked for before I was hired.
Okay. Yes.
Because I didn't set it for it.
No, I mean, it was set. So my
Oh.
question is like, what are we doing with these MTRs?
Well, I guess once we can, I'll probably take care of everything all at once once we investigate this some further.
All right, Norma, on Matthew Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you set this for a contested motion to revoke? And if it's not contested, then it won't be contested, but we're gonna put it on a contested docket.
I can set it for August 25th.
August when?
The 25th, Judge?
All right, so this is gonna be set for August 25th for a contested hearing.
Okay.
Is that at 2, Norma?
I'm sorry, I was muted. Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on August 25th at 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, this is Carolyn Wetland. My client is having technical difficulties, but I have been in contact with him. He's trying to log on. But did Meredith go into a breakout room?
Just give me a second. All right, Norma, you can let them know that Mr. Garcia can go back. He is 14J.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, we'll see you back on August 25th. All right, Ms. Wetland, which prosecutor were you looking for?
Meredith.
All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 8, she'll see that you're in there and she'll join you as soon as she leaves breakout number 11.
Okay, all right, Meredith, can you go to 8 with me? I see her right now.
All right, Charles Bond, you're back.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Hi. I conferred with Marcus. I'm just waiting to confer with my client.
All right, is your client in custody or on bond?
On bond.
All right, as soon as he makes his appearance,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
he's not on the Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
What page is this client on the docket? Damon Wyatt.
Judge, he's on the add-on.
Nathaniel Navy.
Judge, can you resend me to breakout room 6 with Sixto Galindo? His computer, something with his computer wasn't working at the jail, and they had to switch him computers.
All right, let me see if I can find him. Okay. Mr. Galindo, if you'll go back to 6, please. All right, Andrew Priest.
Judge, we were waiting on paperwork. I had a case set in County Court 13. While we're waiting for the paperwork, can I just run over there and check in and come back?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, can I see you in a breakout room, please?
Yes. If you'll meet me in breakout room number 1.
Adrian Martinez, can you go to breakout room 2 with your attorney? Adrian Martinez.
Marcus,
Yes.
log him off. He'll pay attention once you log him off, and then he'll come back in.
Okay.
And once he logs back in, you can just let him know to go to his attorney.
Okay.
All right, Nathaniel Navy, you're back.
Yes, Judge. If I could talk to Mr. Garcia again.
Oh, Joe Ray Garcia?
Yes.
All right, Joe Ray, if you go to breakout room number 6, please.
Judge, can you send Adrian Martinez with his attorney to a breakout room, please?
And who would his attorney be?
Sorry, Judge, I was muted. It is, hold on. Hold on. Adam Cortez.
He said he called him. Norma, do you need the Adrian Martinez's email for the video consent?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes.
this is Bill Davidson. I was in breakout room 3 for a while. I don't know if I was supposed to stay there or not, but nobody ever showed up in there. I can go back there, but
Yes, if you go back to 3, someone will meet you there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Could someone from Family Violence go to breakout room number 3, please? All right, Carolyn Whitland, you're back.
Yes, Judge. My client is trying to log on and then get some paper. I need to get some paperwork from him to Meredith. I have the suspicion that it may take him a little bit of time. He's a little, let's just use the term electronically challenged.
Oh, he's zooming in right now.
All right, perfect.
Do you need to speak with him?
No, I just need the court to see him at least right now. And then after you see him, if he might be excused to look for, he has to get online and get some information for the prosecutor.
Okay, all right. If he's still connecting to audio, but if you will call him and let him know the paperwork he needs to get.
He knows already. I just need to get him on here, Judge, and then he knows. I'm not sure if he can hear me.
All right, Mr. Henry. Yes, he's having a problem with his audio.
You're muted. You're muted, Steve.
No, he's not muted. His audio hasn't been downloaded on his end. He hasn't given permission. But if he knows what documentation to get, then he can zoom out to get you that documentation.
Okay, that's perfect. Steve, did you hear that? Just nod, please. Yes? Hello?
You probably need to call him.
Okay, I will do that again, Judge. Could I go to another court and then come back to you guys?
Yes.
Okay, I will do that and I will work with him to try to get that paperwork.
All right, just 1 second before you leave. Mr.
Can you
Hamry?
hear me? Yes, that's me.
All right, Mr. Hamry, your attorney is telling me that you need to get some paperwork for her. So I'm gonna let you go to get the paperwork and then we'll come back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I'll do what I can to get it. I took the course online, but my computer couldn't download any information.
Okay. All right, well, we'll let you do that, but after you get that information, zoom back in, all right?
Okay, should I just stay on right now?
I'll tell you what, let me do this. I'm gonna send you to a breakout room. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 4. When it pops up, just click on it to go there and your attorney will meet you there.
And so when it says breakout room 4, just say join?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Adam Cortez?
Yes, Your Honor. We do have an agreement. We just need to get a video consent signed so that we can go on and do the hearing.
Okay, the court coordinator should, if you put that in the chat box, she'll get it to you and your client.
Yeah, I emailed her, so she's, yeah, Norma,
right.
yes, thank you.
All right, John Koontz.
Hey, Judge, I was going to see if I could talk to Meredith again when she has a moment.
Okay, let me see, what breakout room? You were in number 11. I'm gonna move you to number 9.
Thank you.
And Meredith will meet you there.
Thank you.
Jesse Rivera, who do you have? You're on mute.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I can never get used to this.
That's what everybody's going to say when they have to start appearing in person.
Now to get back to the old-fashioned way.
Yes.
I have Michael Avery, Your Honor.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
That's going to be criminal trial. It's an assault case, I would think, but it's not family.
Okay. All right. I will send you to a breakout room.
Thank you,
I'll
Judge.
send you to breakout room number 13. That's a lucky breakout room.
All right, lucky 13.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Nathaniel Navy?
May I talk to Sixto Galindo one more time?
Yes. I'll move you to number 5.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes, Nathaniel Navy?
Sorry, Judge, I was just sending a chat to Joe Ray Garcia right now. I guess if I could just talk to him one last time.
All right, let me see. I'll send you back to number 6.
Okay, thank you.
Jesse Rivera?
Good morning, Judge. I conferred with the Assistant District Attorney. He said that Marcus is handling that case, and then he looked at the notes and He said there was an offer. He sent it to me in the comment section or the chat section. I will discuss it with my client and then we'll, I guess, proceed from there. But I don't anticipate he's going to accept it.
All right,
At
Mr.
this-
Avery.
At this point.
No problem. Mr. Avery, I'm sending you to breakout room number 13 to speak with your attorney.
Is he there, Judge?
Mr. Rivera, you can go to number 13. You're already there.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And Judge, if you have a sec. Anton Hajak is
Yes.
waiting for his client, Adrian Herrera. I didn't see Adrian, but Anton is in 12 whenever his client gets on.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor. This is Adrian Herrera for Anton Hayek's representing me.
Just give me a moment, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12, and that's for Anton Hayek's client. What is your name, please?
Adrian Herrera.
If you go to number 12. All right, Nathaniel Navy.
Judge, I'm sorry if I could talk to my client again. 60 Galindo.
Sure. If you'll go to breakout room number 6, and Mr. Galindo, if you'll go to 6, please. All right, Jesse Rivera.
Judge, good morning. I recently received a call from the complainant victim in this case, and I think we might be filing a affidavit of non-prosecution on this. I got to get him to come into my office here probably within the next week or so.
All right, so here's my question. Do you have all the discovery in this case?
Yes, it was sent to me electronically.
Okay.
Now, whether or not it's all of it, I don't know.
Okay.
That's
All right.
up to the
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with a prosecutor and with Ms. Ferguson, so you all can confer on a trial date.
Okay, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
All right.
And Ms. Ferguson, if you can go to number 1. And if there's somebody from Criminal Trial Division who can go to number 1, Michael Avery, please.
Hold on, I'm not.
All right, Charles Bonk.
Good morning, Judge. Hello again. I have not heard from my client today. Apparently, he's not on that I can see, and I've been texting him at the number that he usually answers me at, and I have not heard anything from him. So,
All right, well, I give everyone till 10:30. If we can wait till 10:30, or if you think he's not going to appear and you want to proceed, we can do that as well.
I'll wait till 10:30. May I log off to another court and I'll come back?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
Judge, I don't see Michael Padilla, but he might be under a different, just like a cell phone link or something.
All right,
But
if there's a Galaxy A11, are you Michael Padilla?
Yes, I am.
All
Can you
right,
hear me?
just give me a moment.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah. He just needs to go to 3 with Bill Davidson.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3, Mr. Padilla.
Okie dokie. So I just hit join?
Yes.
Okay.
Just waiting for your turn. All right, is your client, Mr. Adrian Martinez, back in the main room? Mr. Martinez, I'm going to need you to unmute and show your video. Who's the prosecutor on this case?
Marcus Sanders, Your Honor.
All right, he's in a breakout room. As soon as he comes in, we will take up your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. Perfect.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Cortez.
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
All right, court is calling 2019 CR 2285, State of Texas versus Adrian Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Adam Cortez, Your Honor.
And are you Adrian Martinez?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand the terms.
Are you the same Adrian Martinez who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 2285 for the offense of theft of services 2500? This has been cut off. I'm going to read it the way it appears in the motion. It's theft of services 2500 to less than $. That needs to be corrected orally if you all are going to correct it.
Yes, Judge, the state would move to correct the motion to revoke to reflect that the offense is theft of service 2,500 to 30,000.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, are you the same Adrian Martinez who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 2285 for the offense of theft of service 2,500 to 30,000 on January 10th, 2020 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Condition number 2, on or about the 28th day of April 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Adrian Martinez did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? Oh, I'm sorry. We need to go off the record. This motion to revoke is incorrect. He was granted deferred adjudication.
Yeah, that is correct, Your Honor.
All right, so this says motion to revoke community supervision, and
Right.
it should be motion to enter adjudication of guilt. Does anyone want to make an oral
Yeah,
motion?
I have no objection to Mr. Sanders making an oral motion, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, are we back on, Judge?
Yeah, we are, but you know, it's Monday, but see, when you smile, guess what? It's all better. So, all right, Mr. Sanders.
Okay, the state would move to amend the title of the motion from motion to revoke community supervision to motion to enter an adjudication of guilt.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, do you understand everything that's been going on here so far?
Yes, Your Honor, I do understand.
All right, are you same Adrian Martinez who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 2285 for the offense of theft of service $2,500 but less than $30,000 on January 10th, 2020 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Sorry, Judge, are we sure the court summary also says it's probation? Are we sure he's on deferred?
Yes, he's on deferred.
Yes.
Okay.
And the court's order is order of deferred adjudication. And on the docketing sheet, it's deferred adjudication. It's actually 5 years deferred adjudication.
Okay. So condition number 2, on or about the 28th day of April 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Adrian Martinez did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I plead to true, Your Honor.
We'll waive the rest.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
I do understand, Your Honor. Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, I would like to plead. Yes.
All right. Well, no, that's yes.
Yes. Or
The court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. And it's in line with probation's recommendation. We're asking that you deny the motion, alternate amend to order that Mr. Martinez calls the UA call line for 90 days. Continue.
That is my understanding of the agreement, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, is there a reason you're missing your drug testing?
I take full responsibility for, Your Honor. I do not use any kind of drugs whatsoever. In the last 18 months, I've closed a major restaurant that I own and I reopened. And basically I was on my own for many, many months. And, you know, whether I didn't understand my probation officer saying what date specifically had to go, because I didn't have a specific reporting date. Every time I would meet with the probation officer, they would say, just go in the next 2 weeks. Regardless, I take full responsibility for it. My life is in a 1,000% better position right now. I own the most successful restaurant and venue in the city.
Okay, here's the thing, we're not here to do advertisement for your restaurant on Zoom.
Understood. I'm just happy where we're at with this, and I do plea everything to it. I'm looking to moving forward.
Okay.
If I may, Your Honor, he was late. He was given a time frame and he was late. And he's always tested clean at every test that he's had, Your Honor. So.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I'm not taking any of the other violations as true because it was waived by the state, but this is not the first time. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll deny the motion, alternate amend conditions. You have a choice. You can do the UA hotline for 90 days or you can do the patch for 90 days.
I'm Adam, what do you think is best?
No, you all can discuss that in the breakout room. My order is I'm going to deny the motion, alternate amend conditions. Rebecca, he's either going to do the UA hotline 90 days or the patch for 90 days.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm going to want a UA today.
Okay.
That's fine, Your Honor. Yep. I understand. I'll explain the order that we don't need to come back. I get it. It's his choice. So we'll talk about it. Thank you.
All right. With that, Mr. Martinez, from here on out, everything you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could result in me going to the state jail facility for 2 years? Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. And Rebecca, how are we on his restitution?
Let me pull that up, Judge.
And Brenna, we can close the record.
He's paid $4,620 and has a balance of $10,521.05.
Okay. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 with your attorney.
Well,
and probation will go over conditions.
Okay, Your Honor, I can tell you that record of the restitution is just incomplete because it was paid before he got on probation, but I'll clear that up. We're getting the proof of the payment and we'll submit it. So thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, are we back on Michael Avery? Mr. Martinez, you need to go to breakout room number 1.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All
Yes, Your
right.
Honor, we are back on Mike Avery.
All right, you need to have your client come from the breakout room, please. He's in breakout room number 13. If you go to 13 and have him remove himself and come back to the main room.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anton Hyatt.
Here, Your Honor. I have talked to Mr. Morris. We have a deal. I've talked to my client. He's willing to do it. The problem today is that he's so far out in North Bexar County, his phone dropped his reception. Could we maybe do this on a Thursday this week?
All right, and this agreement is for?
Deferred adjudication, restitution, TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service.
All right, Norma. Can you recall Mr. Herrera? And Mr. Herrera will either need to be in court or he'll need to be on Zoom.
Well, he meant to be, just didn't work out. What can I say? I've rebooted one of my computers 3 times already.
Mhm. All right, and can you have Mr. Herrera? I know you said there are some issues. I need him to zoom in so I can give him his new court date.
I'll call him up and ask him, Judge. He said that he was on only by voice, and then the next thing I know, he was gone.
Okay, all right, see if he can come in, please.
Okay, I sure will. Am I excused otherwise? You want me to hang around?
Oh, well, I mean, you both need to be here when I give your client his new court date.
Okay, Judge.
All right,
Sounds
thank
great.
you. All right, Jesse Rivera, your client is still in breakout room number 13.
I just told him to push the leave button.
Okay.
So hopefully he'll step out.
Jesse, can you go to 2? I need to speak to you again. Sorry.
Number 2?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Bill Davidson.
If somebody will send me to 2.
You are in 2.
Okay.
And Judge, can you put me back in 2 as well?
Yes, Bill Davidson.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. I have talked to my client and also the state, and I just need to clear something with David Martin. We may be close to an agreement here.
All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 3 and David Martin, if you could go to breakout room number 3, please. All right, Mr. Avery, you made it back. Just give us a moment. Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Judge. Sorry, I know I'm ping-ponging back and forth. Probably your last person, but if I could talk to Joe Ray.
No, you honestly, you are not the last person.
Okay. I only see 17 people on there, so it's getting there.
Okay, I'll see you to number 5.
I'm back.
Hi. Well, just one moment. As soon as Marcus comes back into the main room, we'll go on the record.
All right. I believe he's talking to Norma right now.
Yes.
That's a nice set of flowers you got back there, Judge. Is there a special occasion?
Oh, there's, every day should be a special occasion for everybody.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But some people are much nicer than others and they deserve flowers more often. And that seems to be the case with you.
Oh, well, thank you. In the words of Kurt Russell from Big Trouble in Little China, I'm just thrilled to be alive. So it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. I mean, it's hot and muggy in San Antonio, but
hey, it goes with the territory, right?
It does. It does.
At least we're in the air conditioning. That's the main thing.
Okay, speak for yourself. Half the time our AC doesn't work here.
I see that every once in a while. It's terrible.
Yeah. But I always tell everybody that is why when I'm in chambers, I'm not wearing the robe because it is hot back here a lot of times and there's no AC.
Wow.
And the funny thing about it is they give us thermostats and you think the thermostats work, but after about a month, you realize they don't work. It's just for you to feel better about turning a knob. Pushing the buttons, turning it up, nothing's working here. Yeah. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2603, State of Texas versus Michael Edwin Avery. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Jesse Rivera, Judge.
All right, and Mr. Avery, could you unmute yourself for me, please? Are you Michael Avery?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, my understanding is you received all the discovery in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
And an offer has been tendered. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Avery, it's the court's understanding that you're rejecting that offer. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you're requesting a jury trial? Mr.
We are.
Avery. All right, Mr. Avery, you want a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have both parties had a chance to confer on a jury trial date?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what date will that be?
December 9th.
All right, Mr. Rivera, do you have any objections to December 9th as a jury trial date?
I do not, Your Honor.
Mr. Sanders, any objections to December 9th as a jury trial date?
No, Judge.
Mr. Avery, do you have any objection to December 9th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and even though defense has stated they've received all the discovery, the court is not in receipt of acknowledgement of discovery. The acknowledgement of discovery will be due August 6th. Is that enough time for the state?
Yes, Judge. Jesse, if you could send me your email before you leave.
Sure.
All right, Mr. Avery, you will need to be in the 187th District Court on December 9th at 9 a.m. It's located at 300 De La Rosa, the 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you will need to be dressed for trial. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so when is your trial date?
December 9th,
At what time?
9 a.m.
And what court?
187.
All right, if there's nothing else, we will close the record. Anything else from either side?
No,
Nothing.
Judge.
All right, Mr. Avery, you are excused.
All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Nathaniel Navy.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's always a pleasure.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
May I talk to my client, Judge?
Okay, you were in 5. All right, Mr. Galindo, if you'll go to breakout room number 8, please. All right, Carolyn Whitland, you're back.
Yes, Judge. I don't know if I could talk to Meredith again quickly.
Okay, if you'll go back to breakout room number 4, Meredith will meet you there.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, I had to sign in and out. Can you make me a host again, please?
Oh, there you go. Andrew Priest.
Yes, Judge, I was waiting on paperwork from the state. I've received the paperwork from the court, but I checking my email and I don't see anything from the state.
Okay, we'll see. Who's the prosecutor you're working with?
Meredith.
All right, she'll get the paperwork with you. And I don't see your client on the screen anymore. I'm assuming somebody's going to call them back from.
Yes, if Norma could call, Judge, she just, my client just called and left a message saying that she got kicked off.
Okay. Nathaniel Navy.
Judge, let me see. There we go. We have an agreement. I just sent a chat to Joe if you could get the plea paperwork sent.
All right, thank you. And can you, Nathaniel, can you let Norma Ferguson know what paperwork is needed?
Yes, I will.
Michael Padilla, if you can go back to room number 3, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what's a breakout room?
Yes. And Norma, could you see where Mr. Orta is, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And Rebecca,
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I see on the system we have Maurice Wardlaw, status of mental health on the recall docket.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Wardlaw, it's on the recall docket.
Okay. Let me look at that.
Because he was ordered into SASH, and I don't know where he is at, at present. Is he in SASH? Is mental health accepting anyone?
The last notes are that they were in the process of referral for Crosspoint. I don't think they accepted him in SASH.
All right, so do you know what status we are with Crosspoint?
No, that was just documented on Friday that they were currently in the process of completing a referral to Crosspoint.
Okay. Okay, so I should have the referral to sign today.
Let me ask them. I'm not. Let me ask them, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And does anyone know where John Kuntz is? Because his client is still waiting for him.
Judge, he was jumping to another court and was coming back. I was trying to check on an issue for him with his plea about drug court.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anton, is this your client here in the vehicle as a passenger? Anton Hayek? LG Stylo 6, unmute. What is your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Adrian Herrera and Anton is representing me.
Where are you?
I'm currently leaving the job site to the next job site, Your Honor.
Okay, you know you're supposed to be in court, right?
No, Your Honor, I was not aware of that.
No, you didn't know you had a court date today?
No, Your Honor, I was aware that I had court, but I was not aware that I was supposed to show up in person.
No, what a court date means, whether it's on Zoom or in the courtroom, that means that you are technically in a courtroom. That doesn't mean that you're driving from this location to that location. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll have my friend pull over right now.
Anton Hayek. We'll wait for your attorney.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Bill Davidson, what is happening?
Your Honor, we have an agreement worked out. I just need to get my my client's email and my email to David. He asked for it.
Okay, do you need to speak with your client?
No, I just spoke with him, Your Honor.
Okay, then I will send you to a breakout room with your client so that you all can go over paperwork, correct?
Well, I don't think the paperwork's been created yet, Your Honor. I need to send I need to send David the emails and stuff so we can do the paperwork.
Okay.
So can I send that to David now?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Andrew Priest, your client is back. I'm going to send her to breakout room number 7.
Thank you, Judge. If we could also go in with Norma, I think the email address Norma had for her isn't a good address for the paperwork.
Okay. I've sent you all to number 7. John Koontz, your client, Mr. Wolf,
Yes,
is
ma'am.
in number 6. I'll send you to number 6.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, could Rebecca join us before we do that? I had a drug court question for her.
All right, I'll send you all to breakout room number 1 then.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And John Koontz, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please.
Okay, thank you.
Anton Hayek.
Yes, Your Honor.
Client Adrian Herrera, can you unmute, please?
I am unmuted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Said Adrian Herrera.
Oh, okay.
All right. Mr. Herrera, my understanding is that you've reached an agreement with the state. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. We're going to get you a date to come back unless are you prepared to do this plea today, Mr. Herrera?
There's a few things me and my attorney would like to discuss, but on the next date, we will be ready to plead, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be tomorrow.
Okay, sounds
Oh,
good.
no, Judge, my schedule's horrible. Can I get to Thursday or Friday, please?
Just one moment. We'll wait for the coordinator. All right, John Cooks.
Hey, Judge, you're like my stalker. As soon as I jump on, you immediately.
I'm here. We're trying to provide excellent service.
Can I get back? I think we have a plea bargaining agreement. Well, we do have a plea bargaining agreement with Meredith McIntyre. And so could I talk to my client a little bit? And then, Judge, I'm going to have to jump off for a minute, and then I'll jump back on when the paperwork's ready.
All right, I sent you to number 6. Does Ms. Ferguson know what your agreement is?
It's going to be a recommendation of probation.
No, I mean, she needs to get the paperwork to you as well.
I have not told Norma, no.
I'm about to chat it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks. You're in number 6.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, this is Anton. Mr. Herrera has been able to join us again.
No, I see Mr. Herrera. I'm waiting for Ms. Ferguson to come out of a breakout room.
Okay.
But while we've been waiting for him to join us, we could have already done this plea paperwork. So is there a reason this can't be accomplished today?
He just got the offer, wanted to consider it, needs to talk to me about something. I don't know why. And he's lost his video again. I don't think he's going to be able to do this today.
Well, as soon as Ms. Ferguson gives you a date, I will let you all go. And Mr.
Okay.
Herrera, you're not going to be able to Zoom on this screen. So we're not going to have this problem next time because you're going to be here in person.
Yes, Your Honor.
Norma, they need a date for Mr. Herrera for this week. For a plea.
Wednesday, the 21st.
I'm making the 22nd or 23rd, Norma, please.
I can do Friday.
Okay. 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Herrera, show your video. Mr. Herrera.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are in a courtroom. You are not to be driving around, going to different jobs. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if your Zoom capabilities are not working, you're going to need to appear in court on July 23rd. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
187 District Court, 4th Floor, 300 De La Rosa. So you need to make sure that you're off work or call in or whatever you need to do. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused. See you on Friday.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Is Eddie Brovenick in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
All right, he was here today. Mr. Orch, I'm sending you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, can I go to a breakout room with my client so I can discuss the plea paperwork with him?
Yes. I'll send you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you.
All right, has anyone been able to confer with Mr. Orcha in number 2 on Christopher Robles? Carolyn Whitland, you're back.
I am back, Judge. I need to try to work with my client a little bit more. Mr. Hamry, have you had any success with getting that certificate?
You need to, I'll send you all to a breakout room. Mr. Hamry, if you'll go to breakout room number 3 with your attorney.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go to breakout room number 3, please.
Okay, as soon as my computer shows me how to do it, do I have to hit leave or what do I hit?
You want to go to breakout room. So do you see it? Are you on a phone?
I'm on a iPad.
All right, have you seen where it pops up, where it sends you to a breakout room?
It just says leave.
No, you don't want to leave the meeting. You want to go to a
I know
breakout.
I didn't want to leave the meeting.
Do you
Oh,
see
wait,
any? You see boxes that say breakout room?
Oh, I see is leave, and I do not see breakout room. I got my picture down here. I can
Okay, what
hit
do you
on
see at the
that.
bottom? Does it say participants?
Just says Judge Boyd. And then I see my own picture. When I touch the screen, it says leave and Zoom.
Do you see anything that says more?
More. Share content.
All right, keep reading. What else does it say?
Oh, God. It only shows up for a couple seconds when I touch the screen. There's more on the side.
Click on more.
Okay, meeting settings. Disconnect audio, raise hand. Chat. Minimize meetings.
You don't see anything that puts you in a breakout room.
The host has moved to room, it says,
Yes, so you need to go there.
but it won't let me go there. It doesn't give me anything that says I can go there.
If you touch it with your finger, it should take you there, Mr. Hamry.
It's just showing up at the top.
This reminds me of a song.
Sure contact.
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me.
This is how I feel. Just so I'm telling.
Oh no, I'm feeling okay. It's a beautiful day. Everybody just keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me.
Your Honor, I'm trying.
Meredith needs to go in my room with me and help me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Carolyn?
We can all hear you, Mr. Hamry. I want you to listen to me very carefully, okay?
I am.
Take a deep breath. Okay, you're on an iPad, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now I'm going to move you to a breakout room. When you see that pop up, I want you to touch it, okay?
Yes, I will.
Do you see where it says the host is moving you?
I did, and I touched it, and it went away. I've got a thing that says Zoom, and all I've got, and then it says leave.
All right, I'm about to walk this through you right now.
Okay, please.
Yes, and then after that, Mr. Hamry, I don't think you can appear by Zoom anymore because we can only do what we can do, okay?
I know, I understand. I'm trying.
No, I mean, you know, and nothing hurts a failure but a try. So touch your screen.
I just did.
All right, when you touch your
the only
screen.
thing that's lit up is leave.
All right, click on leave.
Leave meeting.
Nope, it should say leave breakout room.
It just says leave meeting.
All right, well, this
canceled. I canceled that. Can you still hear me?
Judge,
Your
Honor,
just one second. Brenna,
can I
have anything in your pocket?
Can I interject, Judge? Because when I go into that breakout room, the only reason I'm going in there is to try to see if he can get me a certificate for your prosecutor. And as the court can see right now, that is going to be equally challenging for me. So
what certificate is he trying to get?
He has a class that the prosecutor had him complete.
Okay, what class would this be and where would it be located? Does anybody know what class?
It's online. And we've already worked on that very hard. I've tried to even get into his account. I'm
just trying to figure out what class is it?
It's a drug and alcohol awareness class.
All right, is that here in Bexar County?
No, he did it online,
It's
Judge.
online.
He completed it, but we need the certificate.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, is that a location that's here in Bexar County or is it somewhere else?
No, it's a virtual location, Judge.
All right, so does not this virtual location have a phone number?
Most likely.
All right, so why don't we do this?
I
Why
am
don't
calling them
somebody-
now and they won't connect me.
Time out. Why don't we do this? Why doesn't somebody pick up the phone number to wherever this virtual location is? And why doesn't somebody call and ask them, hey, can you email the certificate? Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. But if we don't try, it's gonna fail. So let's see if we can make that happen. And while we're seeing if we can make that happen, I'm gonna take up Andrew Priest's case with Darcy Smith.
Do you think it would be possible, Judge, for us to come back tomorrow and see if we can accomplish some of this stuff between now and tomorrow? Because I don't anticipate us being able to do it right this minute.
Well, I mean, we can if people would get on the, somebody get on the telephone and see if we can do that.
I'm going to try to do that, but it's even a matter of, number one, during COVID, nobody likes to answer their phone. Number two,
Oh, I answer my phone all the time, Carolyn.
Yeah, I know, Judge.
Let's try. Nothing hurts a failure but a try.
I've been trying, trust me. Like that's been my 2 hours so far in the break.
All right, who's the prosecutor on Darcy Smith, please?
It was me, Your Honor.
You're on.
Online education school. If you know your party's extension, you may enter it at any time. We are assisting other customers at this time.
You know what, Bruno? My mom, she couldn't do Netflix, YouTube, or any of that. And my brothers and I would try to teach her how to do it. She wouldn't do it. So now she watches this every day on YouTube, and she's able to do YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video, because she has shows that she likes on Netflix. And if Netflix goes down, just like that, she can get it back up. And so, you know what my brother said? They said, Mom, we finally figured out how you're able to do certain things. They're like, if you care about it, you can make it happen. And sure enough, because for the longest time, every time I would go home, you know how you have that flashing light with a time that's not set? And I would say, like, Mom, this is how you set it. And she's like, I'm not going to remember it. And you know why? Because she doesn't really care about it. She's like, But everything else, she's like, she's on it. All right, everyone.
But how long did it take her to get there, Judge?
Oh, it didn't take her that long once she like cared about it.
Okay, well.
Like now, if you want her to do something, for example, if my mom were on here and she's in her mid 70s, this Zoom thing, she would make it happen. So, all right, we're going to go on the record after I send John Coots to a breakout room with his client, number 6. Court is calling 2021 CR 5876, State of Texas versus Darcy Smith. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Andrew Priest for the defense.
And are you Darcy Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
and did you
ma'am.
electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I did, and I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Smith, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waived the
Counsel?
reading, Judge. If I could put something on the record just briefly.
Yes.
I believe the indictment, the system and the paperwork misspelt my client's name. I believe they spelt it Darcy with a Y, D-A-R-C-Y. When we were going over the paperwork, my client informed me that her correct name is Darcy with an I, D-A-R-C-I. However, we do agree that she is the same Darcy Smith that is listed on the indictment.
All right, state, are you moving to correct the defendant's name and all of the paperwork to be Darcy with an I, D-A-R-C-I?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor. And is that correct, Ms. Smith? Is that the correct?
Yes. Yes, sir. And my birthday's wrong too.
Oh, well, and what is your date of birth?
October 14th, 1979.
All right, the documentation will, well, that will be noted for the record. All right, state, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, the state moves to proceed on the lesser included offense of possession 1 to 4 grams.
We have no objections, Your Honor.
Okay. Just one moment. And if the clerk, if you could go to breakout room number 1, and Nathaniel Navy, if you could go to 1, please, with your client. Mr. Galindo,
Yes.
if you could go to 1. All right, we're back on the record. Ms. Smith, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams? That is a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I believe she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe she is and was.
Ms. Smith, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams. There's a $1,000 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication. State will take in consideration 2021 CR 5877. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver Repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be 120 hours of community service restitution, a TAP evaluation, and restitution to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. And they are requesting inpatient treatment, which I'll note for the record, you're currently at Cross Point. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense, the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, laboratory reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams. The court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we would just ask that you follow the plea bargain, that you grant her the deferred adjudication. As the court is aware, she is currently at Cross Point. My understanding from talking to Norma is that the normal process is that she would remain in Cross Point for a couple of weeks as they try to transition her out, find her a place to stay. However, my client contacted me before we were set for today and expressed a couple of reservations about Cross Point, about it suiting her needs. She says she needs some help for substance abuse. She told me that I believe it's House of the Rising Sun would take her. And she asked me to approach the court before we were set for today to see if the court would consider allowing her to go to House of the Rising Sun as opposed to Cross Point. But then we got the setting for today and she elected to wait to approach the court at this
All right,
time.
isn't the House of the Rising Sun a place in New Orleans that's been a ruin of pretty young men?
So House of the Rising Sun is a
Oh, no, I
transition-
know what the House of Rising Sun is. Yeah. But that song just popped in the head.
Mine too when I heard of it.
And they did contact me, Judge. My understanding from talking to them is that they are willing to take her. They do have a bed available for her. And she was requesting, as opposed to waiting in Cross Point for 2 weeks for them to transition out, if instead she could just go over to House of the Rising Sun. I've explained to her that my understanding is it's not county funded and that she would have to pay for it. And she says she understands that. So we would ask if the court would allow, as opposed to transitioning out of Cross Point, would allow her to go over to House of the Rising Sun. And we would also ask that if the TAP evaluation recommended some type of inpatient treatment, if the court would consider holding that in abeyance as long as she's enrolled in or completes the program at the House of the Rising Sun.
Mhm. All right. So, Ms. Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
what I can tell you is I know Cross Point is a great program. What I can tell you is I don't allow people to write their own programs, because if everybody could write their own program and be successful at it, we wouldn't be here, right?
And understandable.
So obviously, Crosspoint has done great with work with you, because when I was reading the police report, you were basically passed out, right? On the street.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm not saying Crosspoint is a bad program at all. It just doesn't have the recovery that I need.
Okay,
It's a
we're gonna
good
make
program.
sure we're gonna make sure you get the recovery you need. This is what do you have any children?
I have a 21-year-old son in the military.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he's happy that you're getting your help.
If he was still talking to me, I'm sure he would be.
Well, I mean, that may change.
Yeah.
Once he sees that you have changed your ways. Okay.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had employment?
The last time I had employment was 6 months ago at IHOP. I was working at IHOP. I'm having a problem getting my ID because my jail ID says my name wrong and my birthday wrong.
Okay.
And I was worried about getting kicked out of Crosspoint and not having anywhere to go.
Oh, Crosspoint will not do that. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,000 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration 2021 CR 5877. Defendant is to remain at Crosspoint until transferred and accepted into felony drug court. Felony drug court has a waiting list, but I'm sure once you go on the waiting list and once you've completed Crosspoint, they will accept you. 120 hours community service restitution. She is not allowed to buy that out. She will have to do that. There's restitution to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. Proof of employment upon release from inpatient treatment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. There's to be regular Zoom reporting to probation while at inpatient treatment. You're going to sign a release with Crosspoint, so Crosspoint can give probation your UAs. If there is an issue with that, then what will end up happening is you will do regular UA, well, you'll do the UA hotline with probation. So Rebecca, when she's released from Crosspoint, I don't want any downtime. It should be a smooth transition from Crosspoint to felony drug court. But for some reason, if there is not, then I'm going to want the UA hotline. And once she's at a stable residence, then I'm going to want random field visits 2 times per month. Rebecca, is there anything else she needs?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Smith, do you need anything else from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Smith, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Smith, good luck to you. I will tell you the key to being successful in these treatment programs is communications. So make sure that you communicate well with your probation officer, okay?
Yeah. Can
All
I
right.
talk to my attorney?
Yes, I'm going to send you to a breakout room.
And Judge, if there were just 2 things I could address briefly.
Yes.
She was on a monitor as a condition of her PR bond. Would the court consider removing that monitor?
Once she's transferred to felony drug court, then I will consider removing that monitor.
And Judge, she had expressed in the past that there were some issues with her being able to go to church and to meet with her sponsor. I talked to her pretrial services officer, and he informed me that she would need the court's permission to be able to do both of those. That he had, my understanding was he had no objection to either of them, but that it was his understanding that she couldn't do so unless she got the court's permission to do so. So we would ask if the court would give her permission to be able to go to church and give her permission to be able to meet with her sponsor.
Okay, I've been to Cross Point. Cross Point actually has a church on the location, and actually they have this most beautiful portrait right in the chapel. So there's church there with sponsors. I'm sure Cross Point will allow her to speak to her sponsor on the phone.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. And that will be, let me see. I'll send you all to breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
And probation will meet you in 1 and go over conditions. And Rebecca, you can go to number 1 now.
Okay, Judge.
All right, who are the parties on Galindo?
I am, Judge, and Mr. Garcia.
Joe Ray, are you there?
Yes, Judge, I am.
Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 4992, State of Texas versus Sixto Galindo. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joey Garcia.
For the defense?
Nathaniel Navy, Your Honor.
All right, we're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Galindo, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Galindo, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
State, defense, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're waiving the habitual enhancement.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Galindo, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did
Yes,
you
ma'am, I did.
understand what you're charged with is assault, family choking, strangulation? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge, yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Galindo, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, the state agrees to waive the habitual enhancement allegation. They're requesting that your punishment be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State will take in consideration 2020 CR 5033, 2020 CR 8517, 2020 CR 5450, and there's to be no contact with Santa Galindo and an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with the affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, and did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
And Judge, if I could, the state and I spoke about the $2,000 fine. There's not going to be a fine on his case. And then I spoke to the state as well about the no contact. We were going to go open on that. Basically, Judge, they're still married, and they would both like to at least be able to speak on the phone while he's serving his sentence. There's not going to be any risk of violence or anything like that while he's in TDC, Judge. So that's something.
So, state, is it correct that there is to be a $0 fine?
That's correct, Judge. Yes.
And is it correct that the no contact with Santa Galindo is open?
Yes, and the state's recommending no contact with the victim.
All right. Then, Mr. Galindo, did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
State, do you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver Repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor, there haven't been.
Then to the offense is assault, choking, family second. How do you plead to that? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea? You're on mute.
Sorry. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Galindo, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of the offense of assault, family choking as a second offense. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, I would just ask that you follow the agreement. And like I said, they're both still married. If you could, I know it even kind of sounds silly to ask for, but maybe just have it be no injurious conduct. They would both like to be able to at least just have phone calls with each other while he's serving his sentence. And like I said, there's not going to be any risk of violence while he's serving his sentence because he'll be in TDC.
All right, Mr. Galindo, do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you don't have any children with Santa Galindo?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Galindo, it appears that you have anger management issues. She's saying maybe it's drug related. I'm not sure if it's 100% drug related because you have a long history.
Yes, ma'am.
And a lot of it is assault, bodily injury, married. So are all of these assault, bodily injury, married cases, are these all against Santa Galindo?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I'm looking at your history in the prosecution guide. So who were the complainants or the victims in the other assault, bodily injury, married cases?
That was back in what was, I think, I believe it. So I can remember right in 1998. That was my ex baby mama.
Yeah, who is that? And let's say the mother of my children. That sounds so much more respectful.
Yes, ma'am. The mother of my children.
And so those two were against the mother of your children, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then you have this assault, bodily injury child. Which child was that?
That was that's my ex's mother.
Okay, so Mr. Galindo, let me just explain something. You were indicted as a habitual. That means that your minimum would have been 25 if you were found guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 6 years prison. There's a $0 fine. I'll give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration the following cause numbers: 2020 CR 5033, 2020 CR 8517, and 2020 CR 5450. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. And there's to be no contact with Santa Galindo. And here's the thing about that no contact order. Maybe when you get out of prison, you will have changed your ways. You can see things more clearly, but I've read the police reports. There's allegation of cheating, there's allegation of drug use, and sometimes people just don't belong together. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And also, because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And also, because it's a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Galindo, you have some decisions to make in your life. I'm going to tell you what I tell a lot of people. You can be the person who's at the prison, who becomes the grandfather at the prison. All the inmates, when they come in, they ask you, how do things work around here? Or either you can get your life together. It appears that you probably should not be in any type of relationship with anyone until you learn that you are not supposed to put your hands on anyone in anger.
Yes, ma'am.
The way to determine if you're ready for that, when you get out of prison, get an orchid. If that orchid survives a year, then maybe you have the patience for a relationship. If it doesn't, you're not there yet. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Galindo.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Mr. Navy, you're excused. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Have a good.
All right, you too. Norma, can you let them know 14M can go back? All right, who are the parties on Wolf?
Judge, it's John Kuntz, and Meredith is the one that we worked the deal out with.
Court is calling 2021 CR 5544, State of Texas versus Jason Anthony Wolf. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state? Oh, Meredith, I'm sorry, we didn't hear you at all. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Brenda, we can see if she
Hello?
cares. Yes, we hear you now.
We
See, I
can.
knew she cares.
Sorry,
All right.
I was doing the test thing. It does that sometimes. I don't know why. My
Oh.
apologies.
No problem. All right, for the state
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
and for the defense.
John Coons for Mr. Wolf.
And are you Mr. Wolf?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video conference. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wolf, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge, we've gone over all of it.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Wolf, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor. The state moves to waive count 1 as well as the repeat enhancement paragraph and proceed on count 2.
Any objection?
No, Judge, we're very grateful.
Mr. Wolf, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on count 2, possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
We've discussed his situation. Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He certainly does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Mr. Wolf, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 2. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver Repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been such motions?
There have been no such motions, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours community service restitution, drug court evaluation with intensive outpatient treatment until space becomes available. Did you understand that those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to count 2 in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I plead guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any
We've
objection?
reviewed them and have no objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Wolf, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm sorry, off the record for a moment, Eddie Bravenant. I'm sorry, I just saw you on the screen. I'll send you to, have you already been to a breakout room with Mr. Sanders?
I have, and essentially he just asked that if you're inclined to grant the continuance, that it be reset to August 6th and that he knows so today. Of course, I'll get the motion on file.
No, I'll just give me a moment then.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Wolf, again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and a right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge, if we could.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, yes, if I might. With regard to the fine, and I didn't discuss this with Meredith, but I was curious if the court could probate this. Mr. Wolf is currently homeless, and I certainly have explained to him how money is not a prime concern of probation, but if he's not tagged with that $1,500 fine, that would be great. We've also, Judge, as you can see, requested that he be evaluated for drug court. It's our understanding that they're a couple of months behind on drug court right now in terms of evaluations and admittance, but we'd like to get him at least a place in that line to see, because I think he will need some help through that program. I think it's actually tailor-made for someone like him who's been struggling with homelessness and work and things like that. So we would just ask that you allow him to be evaluated for drug court and get him in line as quickly as possible.
All right. Mr. Wolf, who is Angel Brown to you?
Angel Brown?
Yes.
I don't recall.
I mean, it's the person whose apartment you were in when they were serving the writ.
Actually, Judge, it was Miss Barrientos, his girlfriend's apartment.
All right. Well, it says here that the person who was in there was an Angel Brown. So we have.
It's a super confusing report, Judge. They initially started in Miss Barrientos. Mrs. Brown is the apartment manager, as best I can tell. She's listed as M, the manager.
Okay. All right. So who is Laura Lynn Barrientos?
She was a friend.
Okay. John, he's distanced himself from her. She's no longer his girlfriend. She's just a friend.
Well, considering that this is 72 hours after Bismarcky died, I think it's appropriate that he's saying she was just a friend.
And there you go. All right. Mr. Wolf, do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So there's no reason for you to have contact with Miss Barrientos, correct?
That is correct.
How far did you go in school?
I got freshman year, but I got my GED when I was in prison for the burglary charge. I got my GED.
All right. When's the last time you had employment?
About a year, Your Honor.
And what were you doing?
I was at the labor hall.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Let me see if, Rebecca, this is Jason Anthony Wolf. It's 2020 CR 5544. The state proceeded on count 2, which is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. Court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine that will be probated.
Thank you, Judge.
5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. 120 hours community service restitution. Your attorney has informed me that you're homeless. So I'm going to ask for him to be referred to Cross Point, Rebecca, from the jail. So if you can make that happen. Then once he's placed in Cross Point, Rebecca, I want him considered for felony drug court. If you could have him placed on the waiting list. Restitution, if any, for drug testing. There's to be no contact with Laura Lynn Barrientos, Barrientes. Proof of employment within 30 days of release from inpatient. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minor children. 120 hours of community service restitution, that will not be waived. You're going to need to sign a release with probation so that they can get your drug tests from Cross Point. If that is not done, then Rebecca, what I'm going to want is regular UAs. But once he's released, if he hasn't been transferred to felony drug court, then I'm going to want the UA hotline for him. And there will be random visits, field visits, 2 times per month. And Mr. Wolf, I know at Cross Point they can Zoom. So once you're at Cross Point, it'll be regular Zoom or in person. But Rebecca, he's to remain in custody until he's transferred to Cross Point.
Judge, roughly, you'll have to forgive me. I'm unfamiliar with Cross Point. How long is that going to take?
Well, I had a chance actually to talk to the person who's over the facility, and they said people have not been using them. So it shouldn't take that long. It's just going to be a matter of getting all of the paperwork together.
Okay, because my client was planning on going to stay at the Haven. I guess he'd already inquired with them.
Well, I love Haven for Hope. I think it's a great program. However, what I've discovered is that people tend to say they're going to Haven, they go there, and then we don't see them again.
Okay. Well, and he's motivated for whatever help the court can help with, basically. So he's really, like I said, I think the drug court program, hopefully it will accept him. And I think that would be very helpful, beneficial for him.
Okay, and we're going to do GPS at Cross Point, and I'll ask that the fees be waived and that he be placed on indigent status.
Judge, if you don't mind me asking, why would you need GPS on this?
because people end up, when they have drug addictions, they end up leaving a facility. And it's inpatient treatment, but it's inpatient treatment on a campus setting. And so I want to know where he is.
Okay.
But Mr. Wolf, here's the thing. Once you are accepted into felony drug court will take over all of your conditions. Your entire case will be transferred there. So they will work with you on your conditions and change them if they think it's appropriate to change them. So once you get there, if they think you shouldn't be on GPS, they'll remove you from GPS. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you have a chance to review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Wolf, let me just tell you what I have discovered. People don't like being at the Bexar County Jail. And they say, I'm going to do right. You'll never see me at the Bexar County Jail again. But then people who have addictions, when they get into the real world, and I say the real world, there's so much other temptation out there, and they forget about the Bexar County Jail and get caught up in the real world. I don't want that to happen to you. So just make sure that you communicate. The key sometimes to sobriety is communicating. When you feel like you're about to slip up, communicate and let people know. You won't get a punishment as far as, we're done with you, but that will help us to help you remain sober, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1, I believe it is, and the probation will meet you there. Mr. Koontz, you can go to breakout room number 1, or either you can be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, can I see you in the breakout room before I go over there?
Yes, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. Everyone, just give me a moment.
Mr. Padilla?
Can you unmute?
Okay, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand.
Oh, my right hand, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yo, Michael Padilla,
Yes,
you understand these waivers presented by your attorney?
yes, sir.
You understand by signing them, you're giving up your rights to jury trial,
Yes, sir,
and everything's true and correct to help you God.
correct. Yes.
Okay, put your hand down.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
The dogs have all had their Revoke.
Okay, I'm still online here. The
Did you
same.
get the fish out?
And I forgot I haven't had a chance to go to the room. Sorry.
Oh, I'm getting hungry.
All right, I am back. Mr. Orchard, what are we doing with Mr. Robles?
Judge, was conferring with the state, but they didn't have the offer in the computer made by the other prosecutor. So, and then after a while, I guess either on their side we couldn't hear each other. So I guess I have to go back.
Judge, we still need to confer. His Zoom was having issues and
All
it
right,
looked like
Mr.
he and another were figuring it out. And so I jumped out of the room to allow them.
Okay. Mr. Orchard, I'm sending you to breakout room number 3. Who are the parties on Michael Padilla?
I'm here.
William Davidson.
All right, just give me a moment. Who's the prosecutor?
David Martin.
All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 9254, State of Texas versus Michael Padilla. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
David Martin.
For the defense?
William Davidson.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Padilla, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor, I did.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community
Yes, Your Honor.
Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Padilla, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, thank you.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, but only on count 2, and we'll waive counts 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Padilla, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments of Defendants, Waivers, and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, thank you.
Did you understand what you're charged with in count 2 is indecency with the child exposure? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up your right to jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison? Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. All right, counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him? Do
Yes,
you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
yes.
Mr. Padilla, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor, nobody has.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, nobody has.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Big pardon?
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Mr. Padilla, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, thank you.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is asking that the state is stating that they will proceed on count 2 only, waive and abandon counts 1, 3, 4, and 5. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's to be Chapter 62 compliance. The state will remain silent on your application. No contact with Melanie Salazar. And you're not eligible for judge-ordered community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Padilla?
Yes, thank you.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Your Honor, it is only the part where it says deadly weapon. We were going to ask that that part be crossed out. The other part we leave in there, the part about the judge ordered community supervision.
And that's my understanding. Is that correct, Mr. Martin?
Yes, just I guess the words deadly weapon or, so it's an affirmative finding of an offense not eligible for judge ordered community supervision. That's correct.
All right. And defense, I'm sorry, and state, did you understand that to be the entirety of the agreement?
Yes, it is.
All right, Mr. Padilla, did you review the paragraph entitled Waiver Repeal with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, I think I did. Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counselor, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Padilla, to the offense is charged in count 2. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Offer states one with the attachments.
No objections.
Mr. Padilla, did you review a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? The right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Norma, we'll need a sentencing date.
Judge, I can give him either August 30th, Judge, is it a Monday?
Okay. All right, Mr. Padilla, we're going to see you August 30th at 9 a.m. You'll need to appear in the 187th District Court. It is on the 4th floor. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand, Mr. Padilla?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what date do you need to appear in court?
August 30th at 9 a.m.
And which court?
Oh, 187 on the 4th floor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Mr. Davidson, if you will go to number 1 with your client, just let the court probation officer know that he's applying for deferred adjudication.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is there any need for any TAP evaluation, Mr. Davidson?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Padilla, if you go to breakout room number 1, please.
Okay, thank you. Do I just join next room?
Yes. All right, Mr. Orta, what is happening with your client?
Judge, they made a offer. I think it's, I don't know, 'cause, Marcus has made another offer. I'm gonna have to look for it, but can we have a deadline of 2 weeks?
All right, just 1 second. Mr. Padilla, you need to go to the breakout room.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do this thing.
All right, do you see where it popped up to number 2?
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Robles. Where's your client?
Should be there in person. I
Mr.
had gotten a
Padilla?
message to be there in person, so I sent
No,
him
he
that.
was here. Mr. Padilla, go to breakout room number 1.
You want me to tell her?
Yes, please.
He was in the court.
All right, well, we'll see if we can get your client back, Mr. Orta.
Okay.
Do not leave. And then Eddie Brovinick, who is your client? It's Monday. So Eddie,
I just thought you needed a smile. I've been waiting this whole time to try to make you feel a little better.
hey, it's all great.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just give me a second. I moved off the calendar. Copeland? No, not Copeland. I'm sorry. That's my federal case.
Marco Contreras.
Yeah, Contreras. Sorry, Judge.
Okay, and is your client is in custody, correct?
That's right, Your Honor.
All right, let me see, State and Mr. Brovinick in a breakout room. If y'all can go to breakout room number 2, please. And everyone, the court is going to take its 12:30 break. So Mr. Orta, we'll see you back at 2. Mr. Humry, we'll see you back at 2.
Hey, Judge, I'm about to fill out a dismissal for Homry, so I don't know that he needs to come back at 2.
All right, Mr. Humry. Well, Mr. Humry, you do not need to come back at 2. Thank you, Meredith. Mr. Orta, we'll see you back at 2.
It's not the same situation, Your Honor.
Okay, that put a
I'll
smile
see
on my
you, Judge.
face. All right, we'll
Thank
see
you.
you back at you. All right, everyone, I'm gonna stop the live stream. We'll